Hi everyone, I hope you all still remember me. Many may know me as your computer teacher, but for those who doesn't know me, I am Niranjana. I was teaching computer science in your school till 2017. But today I'll be donning the hat of a chef. Cooking, that too baking, is my passion. Baking for me is a fun way to relieve stress after a hard day's work. Cooking is an important skill that every student can learn and share. It is important to be self-reliant and to be able to feed oneself. So today in this cookery club, we will learn how to bake an awesome chocolate cake. This is a simple chocolate cake, you all can make it and you all love doing it. This pandemic has finally proved the importance of developing healthy eating. So today we will make a vegan chocolate cake. Yes, it's a cake without butter, milk and egg. You can either call this cake as chocolate cake or a vegan cake, but I love to call this dark beauty. So we'll see how to whip up this dark beauty. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients that we need for this cake. You need warm water, 1 cup of warm water, then half cup of vegetable oil, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of castor sugar or powdered sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence and half cup of cocoa powder and 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. So let's get started. Before going to this ingredients, first we'll see how to grease this pan. For that you need a baking pan, and for that you need to grease this pan really well. I'm going to grease this pan with the vegetable oil, so you grease it really well. All the sides you have to apply this vegetable oil. Since we are not using butter, it's vegetable oil. You can use or sunflower oil. Here I am using sunflower oil. But now don't use this coconut oil, okay. So this is a parchment paper, butter paper. You line it with this. This cake is going to end up really tender and smooth. So you have to grease it, otherwise you will be finding it difficult to flip your cake. Now, whenever I make a chocolate cake, I always make sure that I dust it with the cocoa powder, not the flour, because otherwise when you dust it with the flour, your cake will have dark white patches, so that it won't look good. So always dust it with the cocoa powder, so you will have a dark brown cake. Okay, so this is how you will grease your pan. Grease it really well. We'll keep this aside. Now what we are going to do is we'll take the wet ingredients. So this is 1 cup of warm water. Make sure you take the warm water, not the boiling water. You should be able to slide your fingers in it. And to that we will add half cup of cocoa powder. I have used Hershey's cocoa powder. Whichever cocoa powder you find it good, you can use it. Now whisk it well. So that no lumps will be there. Warm water mixed with cocoa powder. We'll keep this. Let it cool. Okay. Now we'll move on to this dry ingredients. This is 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour or maida. Take that. To that you will be adding 1 cup of castor sugar or powdered sugar. To that you have to add the baking soda. It is 3/4 teaspoon. So first I will be taking 1 teaspoon. It should be leveled. You add that plus 1/4 teaspoon. That makes it 3/4. So that is also leveled. I add it. It is baking powder 3/4 teaspoon. Now to that add half teaspoon of salt. So now your dried ingredients are all ready. We will mix it really well so that it's okay if you sieve it also. You can sieve it 2-3 times so that all the things will get mixed up really well. Yeah. Baking soda, salt, castor sugar and your all-purpose. Now what we have to do is, we have to make a well in the center of this batter, not batter, of this flour. Okay. So that we have to pour all the wet ingredients into this batter. Okay. Now to that we will pour this cocoa mixture that we have mixed it earlier. It is cooled down, so I am going to pour this. Okay, so we'll keep that aside. Now to that we have to add the vegetable oil. You can use sunflower oil. Here I have used the sunflower oil. Make sure that you don't use the coconut oil. It will give you another pungent smell. So better you use the sunflower oil. So I have added the sunflower oil. Okay. Now to that we will add the vanilla essence. It's 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. Okay, so now we have poured everything, all the wet ingredients into this dry ingredients, and for that we will need a balloon whisk. For this cake you don't need a hand beater, you just need a balloon whisk to mix it well. So you all can do it, but make sure that you mix it really well and there should not be any lumps in it. Batter should be really smooth and silky. Here in this thing there is no question of over beating or over mixing this batter, as there is no eggs in this batter nor butter for that matter. Okay, now our batter is ready. I have mixed it. There's no lumps. It's silky smooth. Now we have to preheat our oven. So for preheating you will need your mom's help. With the help of your mom, just preheat your oven to 180°C. I have kept my oven to be preheated. So after that we will add 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, plain white vinegar. So I am going to add that. Now mix it well. This vinegar will combine with the baking soda and will give the perfect rise that is required for your chocolate cake. Now what we are going to do is, we will pour this batter into this baking pan. Now I am going to bake this cake. You have to bake this cake in 180 degrees Celsius to about 30 to 40 minutes. Usually it's 30 minutes for me. It depends upon your oven. So just check it from 30. After 30 minutes onwards, you have to check it. Before that, don't open your oven. Only after 30 minutes you have to check whether your cake is ready. So to know whether your cake is ready, you have to insert a skewer in the middle of the cake, and if the skewer comes out clean, then your cake is ready. So let me bake this cake and I'll come back. So here's our cake. Our cake turned out to be really moist. It took 35 minutes for me to bake this cake. After baking, keep this cake for around 20 minutes. Then only try to flip your cake. The cake needs to be cooled down. Now it's time to cut a big slice of cake. See, this is a chocolate cake. Look at this. It's so chocolatey, and that's why I call this cake Dark Beauty. I hope you all will try out this cake. It's a simple cake that you can do it. Now, to sum up, cooking is not just eating healthy, it's also cleaning up after cooking and leading a clean, healthy life. It makes you self-reliant when you leave your home to live independently. So, wishing all of us a pandemic-free, healthy world. Bye for now. Thank you. Love you lots.